Happy Tuesday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. It is time for Shift Your Thinking Tuesdays, where we transform our inner experience to a phenomenal outer experience. For 13 minutes of our time, we do it together. We connect, build, and share. How are you? I trust you have had a phenomenal weekend. You are off to a very powerful and productive start. Allow me to close out some of my windows. I was doing all kinds of things with my settings, and I wanted to, I'm always looking to bring something new to the table, and so that the user experience is more fun. And I wanted to just try some different things with the window. All righty, we are on episode 65, and allow me to connect with our IG family. I need to stick this up here because they're going to be like, wait, what? You said you would be on Instagram and you were not on Instagram. So I want to make sure that I'm on Instagram. And because they're really enjoying me too as well. So that's really nice. So let me see. I always forget how to do the lives on Instagram. Boom. All right. I hit start for them. Who's in the building? Be sure to say hi, hello, drop a comment. James Moore, thank you. Thank you. Shout out to my Instagram fam. Thanks for tuning in. We are now episode 65, continuing our series from Dean Del Sesto, 200 Ways to Improve Our Lives of Shift Your Thinking. It's so funny because I said that all backwards. I said that all backwards. It's all good though. Too late. I've already said it. So I want to grab the caption from the Facebook because we are on episode 65 and I'm calling this the death of social skills. You hear me? The death of social skills. There we go. Boom. Landscape Larry's in the building. Hello, hello. Thank you, by the way, for the kids' testimony. Hey, Kel. Kel's on IG. Good morning to you, darling. Thank you again. Bruce Mena's in the building. Good morning, Bruce. Thank you. Thank you for your support. This is my brother right here, Bruce. I called Bruce and was like, yo, when are we getting together? And he's so popular. And let me finish my thought on Landscape Larry real quick. He ordered a copy of Real Estate 100, the teen home buying experience for his kids. And they provided a book review that was amazing and it touched my heart. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for investing in your kids. You know, we spend a lot of time on personal development for ourselves. What about our children? For those of us who have children and for those of us who are connected with the youth community, right? They're our future, y'all. They're our future. And so I just wanted to say that. 65th, the death of social skills. I'm going to have a bite of this banana because I'm really hungry. I'm really, really hungry. I normally don't eat breakfast in the morning. It's like sometimes too early, but I had a dream that I think exhausted my mind. So apparently I was like working out. I was running from something. I was running from something in my dream. It was this crazy thing. It was a crazy situation, y'all. I'm in the section, if you are following along, called In a World of Texting, Emailing, and Social Networking, Basic Social Skills Are Virtually Dying. Did you hear that? In a time where we are so connected, our social skills are dying. He says the basic human bond we share is more personal than pixels. The internet, for all its value and resources, is instrumental in breaking down the basic social solidarity of the human race. I think I'm already going to enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this for a couple reasons. And because let me say this, while my background and my degree is in psychology, when MySpace first came out, I was like, this is not going to be good for us. We're going to be so disconnected. Although we are now at 1 to 2 degrees of separation, yes, we are connected in one way, shape, or form. Socially, we have become impersonal, which is why, notice this, Facebook spends so much time protecting features that allows you to create Facebook communities. Notice that we are now creating online communities to have the interconnectedness. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's continue. He says, not that it was intended that way, nor is it totally at fault, but when you provide channels of communication that virtually replace a bulk of human contact via the phone or face-to-face, you end up with a society accustomed to communicating without physical or voice contact. Here's why, one of the reasons when people, I love that when people reach out to me, like Antoine, a Landscape Larry, when he reached out to me, he was moved to reach out and connect. And we did the voice to voice. He'd been watching me and connected online. Tons of you have connected with me and put physically my voice to, I get to hear your voice because this is kind of one way I can read your messages. However, I don't get to put the voice to your face. And that's so important. It's same thing with marketing. Same thing with marketing. In my business, real estate, as much as we use the technology, I keep saying real estate is a contact sport. This is a contact sport. We need that human touch. There have been so much research and studies that shows how, like babies, when they're born, they need that touch for survival. Statistics show that we need 8 hugs a minimum just to function a day. Just a day, just to function for survival. Not about thriving in personal development and thriving in our spiritual development and thriving in our emotional abilities, but to function each day, we need a minimum of 8 hugs. I warn people when I do meet them and I say I'm a hugger because some people don't like to be touched. And I am a respecter of boundaries, but I'm a hugger. I'm gonna bring it in. I'm a hugger. I do say that. I think about that. And here's the issue. Here's the sad part, right? My son sees that I'm a hugger. He becomes a hugger, and he's hugging and he's affectionate in school, and he gets in trouble for it. It's not allowed. No touching. Keep your hands to yourself. And I get it, respecting personal boundaries. It's just that, that's what he's modeling. He's modeling how people receive me and how I receive other people. He really is. I love that kid. The author says the danger that technology will make it so easy to communicate as well as control incoming communications that the communication of choice will be that of buttons and keystrokes rather than mouths, eyes, and facial expressions. Here's what's so funny. I just saw a blog or an article that Apple is releasing, I think, 71 new emojis, 71 new emojis. Question: why do we need so much emojis? What is happening with our technology? What is it that our phones are attempting to do? This is perfect. This episode is on the eve 2 days ago. Apple released that they are releasing 71 new emojis. What is really happening? That we need more ways to express ourselves because we are not picking up the phone to express ourselves. What is really going on? Let's really process that, because I'm all about the expression, and I'm all about how things get lost in translation. Michael Edwards, thank you for sharing the video. Thank you all for actually who tag and share and jump in and do hashtag replay for catching it on the replay. And I do want to say shout out to our radio podcast listeners. I really appreciate you. And I love you. I love you, love you, love you for tuning in on the radio podcast. Yes. I'm allow Landscape Larry to share this testimony. He says, for anyone listening, that's a must to get book for you and your kids. He's referring to Real Estate 100. And he says, I'm going to order bulk copies soon and give to some of the kids in my community and my kids' day that I'm planning soon coming. Thank you, Landscape Larry. Thank you for your continued support. Really appreciate that. What is happening? What is happening? Some people are finding themselves to be a lot more brave via text messaging. There are certain things that you would not say to someone face to face that your little thumbs are so bold to say for you. This is my angry text face. You got a lot of courage in your thumbs. That's what I should have called this episode. Courage in the thumb, because you are being more courageous in expressing yourself via emojis than actually picking up the phone or meeting someone face to face when you have the need to express yourself. That is why this is the death of social skills, because we are lacking the ability to properly communicate with one another. I am seeing this more and more in business. I will say this right now, publicly. It is a huge concern to me when I am representing a client and I cannot reach the other agent. They only want to communicate via text message. I want to be able to pick up the phone and negotiate the terms, because that is what I'm being hired and that is how I'm being paid to do. Negotiate the terms and the conditions of the offer and speak of my ability to do the job at hand. Are you serious? You expect me to express that via text message? Am I to send a personal resume, a link to my bio? Come on, people. Come on. The courage of the thumbs, the death of social skills. And this is why I'm seeing more and more the need and craving for human touch, to the point that we are not able to discern, get this, we are not able to discern healthy relationships, because we are defining our relationships by the courage of the thumbs. You texting and messaging people is not a relationship. It's a way of communication. It's not funny. It really isn't. It's sad. My mind is processing so many things about this segment right now as we talk about the world of texting, emailing, and social networking. This is why I do, hello, this is why I do Shift Your Thinking Tuesdays. This is one of the reasons why, so we can stay connected and use it for social good, personal development, love on one another, put that voice, put the face, get connected to one another. Use social networking for good, not evil. That's what popped in my mind just now. He says, the author says, you can decide whether or not this is having an effect on relational intimacy by simply walking down the street and noticing the disposition of those around you. How many times, and I'm doing better at this, I'm doing better at not taking the phone or answering phone calls while I'm at dinner, while I'm at lunch, while I'm eating. That moment is for either the moment to be intimate with that person that I'm with. And when I say intimate, albeit my children, my business partner, my family, my partner, that moment is for us, right? Or even for myself. When I'm having dinner, lunch, breakfast, and I'm dining with self, that moment of intimacy is for me and food, because food has energy. It's not to just swallow it, devour it, and be on to the next. Take the time to be intimate with the moment. He says, I mean, really look. We see this all the time. How many times have we seen the pictures and the visions of couples who are on their phone, right? They're both at the table and each of them are on their phone, texting and looking at their social media. The fact that we keep hearing that there is a growing concern and there is a disconnect with the social networking, the emailing and the text message, it's very interesting because emails have now lost their value. When it first came out, it was like the thing to do. Everyone was excited to have email. And now, I mean, I have 10 email accounts and they all serve a different purpose. However, I'm not excited to get emails like it used to be. This is why handwritten cards actually have a better precedence, provide a better experience and response when you give that to someone, because the emails have lost its value. Social networking, marketing companies, digital marketing agencies are finding more and more ways. 24K, Levi's in the building, shout out. So digital marketing agencies are finding more ways to be more creative to keep you connected, because people are like, you're copies of each other. You're sharing the same types of pictures and feel like that's interesting, but people can only watch so many pictures of your food and so many pictures of your pets, so many pictures of your face, so many pictures of the redundancy. I know the tone of this segment is going to take a little different tone because we are talking about the death of social skills. And we all are responsible for the death of social skills. The more reliant we become on the courage of the thumbs. I love this, the courage of the thumbs. Because yes, how many of you all have been so bold to say something to someone that you probably wouldn't say to them in person? Courage of the thumbs. The courage of the thumbs is leading to the death of social skills. We are now increasingly using more emojis. Men, my kings, my brothers. It fascinates me now that it now has become more of a social norm for you to be expressing yourself via emoticons. It wasn't so readily acceptable when they first were released. It seemed like, oh, you sending me a smiley face and a winky face, and now it has now become more socially acceptable for men to use emojis. I don't know if you paid attention to that shift in our social networking community. I know men, you felt a little taken aback by that. And other men overly use them. Interesting. What is happening to our social skills? Let's continue. He says, you'll be astonished at what you see if you pay attention long enough. Are most people friendly, open to a verbal exchange, eye contact, or a simple nod? Have you paid attention that when you are walking, and this is why we do this, right? And I'll leave the CT and I'm going to wrap this up. I did start a little late, but I'm always on time. You get it when I say that? There's no such thing as being late. You're always on time. I just think about when we're connecting with people, how we are lacking making the eye contact. When you say hi and you are reaching out to someone, it is so easy for us to hide ourselves in our phone. My phone is up, so I can't use it as an example, but we're hiding ourselves in the phone. When we enter a room and we're sometimes at a networking event, how many of us act like what we're doing is so important in our phones rather than stepping out our comfort zone and connecting with the human beings that are in that same vicinity? He says, or do you see people becoming increasingly self-protected? I just said this. Reserved, emotionally roped off, iPad addicted, lost in texting. How many of us are lost in texting? I'll say it, me, yes. Which is why I'm learning to take the diet. I diet from my phone. I take a break. Sunday, I actually turned off my phone and I finished 2 books in its entirety because I've been ordering so many books. I ordered 3 more books this past weekend. That's what happens. I ordered 3 more books this past weekend. And when I took the time out to be in myself, be in my thoughts, and reading is a form of meditation for me, I received the most massive download. The most massive download that is going to change, I promise you, is going to change my income for the better. I will be releasing another book, and I'll be releasing a marketing campaign and a tour and a workshop and a webinar associated with this next book that has never been seen in the real estate industry. This is what happens when I completely unplug. What would happen if you unplugged? 20 minutes. What about a full day? I unplugged for a full day. I missed invitation to breakfast. Darn, I really love breakfast at all times. And I was really, really excited to see what happens when you unplug. Hey, Cindy. See you in a couple weeks. Halloween party on fleek. I am really excited because when you are looking to manifest and improve your relationship, your money, your spirituality, your physical body, how many of you are not realizing that your phone is actually distracting you and getting in the way from you accomplishing those things? Hello, Wakita. I want to say hi. Hello. Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. This is what episode 65 is about. If you just chimed in, we are on the death of social skills. And a lot of us, it's so funny because I can actually expect to see a lot of the same people around the same time when I jump on social media. It's not a bad thing. It's just I kind of am able to tell your schedules by the time you are chiming in and tuning in. And some of you, when you like and you comment at a later time, I can tell your schedules at that time. There's a lot of telling in your behaviors and your patterns when you're communicating on social media. And if you don't know this, do know this, because digital marketing agencies, the Facebook platforms, all the social media platforms are spending millions of dollars to study our behavioral patterns. When is the best time to post? Wednesdays. Wednesdays are the best time to post on social media. Wednesdays and Saturdays, best time to post on social media. And there is even a time frame as to when is the best time to post. What time of day? When are people more likely to be on? You want to see a real disruption? Turn your phone off for a day. I do random things like that, right? Like I'm declaring October 4th as International Real Estate Day. Yes, I took the onus and I declared that to be International Real Estate Day as a day for real estate literacy and advocacy across all nations, all ages. This is what I'm passionate about. What are you passionate about? And possibly, what is social media getting in the way of you beginning? He says, now look at your own disposition. More specifically, I just said this is so funny. I never read this ahead of time, you guys. I really channel how I feel with these messages. And the author's saying, now look at your own disposition, more specifically, your own personal commitment to break through technological and social reclusion and engage at more intimate level. Isn't that funny? I just said this. Let's be more engaging intentionally. When you're connecting with somebody, slide in the DMs and say, is it okay for me to connect with you? I see that you do X, Y, and Z, and I felt like I do X, Y, and Z. Perhaps we can bring value to one another. That's if you're on here to connect and meet with each other and expand your business opportunities. It's okay to do that. Be clear as to what your purpose on social media is. I know there's some people personally that are on here just to connect with friends and family. Converting yourself into the friends and family. How do you do that? Meet people outside and off of social media. Bong bong, as Coach Khayr would say. He says, this is where the opportunity lies. Repeat after me. He says, it's amazing how much more engaged others have become with me since I've become more engaged with them. I just said this in another way. I love it. Let's read it together. Repeat. It's amazing how much more engaged others have become with me since I've become more engaged with them. All right, y'all. That's my time. I know this went a whole nother direction you probably weren't expecting. But yes, accountability with how we are using social media. It has been the death of social skills. And you know what? We need human contact. Please take the time today and pick up the phone and call someone that you have not connected with, spoken with, heard from in a very, very long time. Please check on each other. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'll see you next week for episode 66. All right, y'all. Let's make it a powerful, productive week. Be sure to connect with me on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube at LASuperAgent. Oh, man. I know it was heavy. It was heavy. But pick up the phone and call somebody. All right, y'all. I am out.